This is first I'm showing you kind of an example plan book that I already have set up. And so you can kind of see how I've kind of done it, just to give you an example first. So what you'll see here is I have morning to-dos, I have the time that it's happening, it's set up. And then this is where I would put in things I have to do in the morning before school actually starts. And an update that we have coming is you'll actually be able to put in checklists into the text. So here I have like email MJ home, make copies of primary sources, prep for an IEP meeting. You'll actually to make this into a checklist, and then you'll actually be able to check those boxes off, which is going to be awesome. So we've had some people asking for that for a while. So that's going to be updated soon. So I'd recommend you do that when you're making your to-dos. So I have a to-do list here. Here's also an event I have in. Then I have a class with my lesson here. And then I have a team meeting after that where I can take notes, or if I have parent meetings or anything, I can put all of that right there. Then I have another class, another lesson. Then I have my lunchtime where I can add notes if I need to. If any of you guys are like me, then you might have a lot to do during your lunch. You might not just be eating. So I remember there were lots of times I had meetings and I was eating a granola bar or a cheese stick on the go. Or I had students coming in that we just never had any other time to meet, and I really needed to get them some one-on-one time. So I might have them come in during my lunch, or you might have copies you need to go make. There's a lots of things you need to get done. So if you need to take notes, things that's happening during your lunchtime, prep period, add in all things you need to do, like things you need to get graded or meetings you have or lessons you need to work on. Then I have another lesson and then my after school to-dos, because of course there is things to do at the end of the day too. So maybe if there is, an IEP meeting that you have at a certain time, you can throw that in there, or maybe you're prepping for conferences, or anything you need to do, you can put that in at the end of your day. So this is just an example plan book for mine, but now I want to go back to my homepage here and kind of show you how to set this up for yourself. So I'm going to go through creating a plan book, create my plan book. All right. So you would add in your classes. So anything you write lesson plans for. So this is likely going to be your class periods. So like if you're at the high school level, like I taught like ninth grade US history. So that's going to be something I write lesson plans for. Um, and then something you don't write lesson plans for, that's going to be your lunch, your to-do list, your team meetings, those things, recess. So I'm going to add in something I want lesson plans for. So I'm just going to put in history. You can enter times. So I would enter this in here. I'm going to say same time every day. So my first period history, we'll just say 8 to 9, done. And then add in some more. So I can do, if I have, like if I'm a secondary teacher, if you kind of teach the same lessons, you could just do like period 1, period 2, period 3. I know elementary, you're definitely going to want, English, science, social studies, whatever, all of those things. So you just put in all of those. I'm going to say this is period 2. Yes, I can enter times. Same time every day. We could say, go back, make sure. My technology is being a little iffy right now. I'm going to refresh my screen. All right, come on, Zoom, get out of the way. Okay, there we go. Just had to refresh real quick. Typically you don't have to do that, but I think my internet's being a little slow. Okay, so history, I have my history period 2. Then you can continue on adding your classes there that you have lesson plans for. Continue adding those, however many you have. But then you want to add in the ones you don't write lesson plans for. So I'm going to add in a AM to-do list. And yes, same time every day. I'm going to say this is from, we'll just say like 7 to 8 a.m. Whatever that time is for you, you'd want to put that in. That way you can make sure and note that in your plans. Done. Okay, that's my AM to do. And then I'm going to fix all this later. I'm going to fix my schedule so it matches exactly what I want. Okay, I can add in another thing I don't write lesson plans for, which is a team meeting. Yes, I do want to enter times. I'm going to skip over that just to save time for the purpose of this session, but you would probably want to go in and enter your time so it shows that. But I'm going to do that later. Done. I also want to add in a prep period. Done. Okay, that's what I'm going to add in for now, just for the session. But you might want to add in everything. Well, you would want to. I'd recommend you do all your classes, to-do lists. If you have a regular meeting that happens every week or daily, you would put that in. Prep period, afternoon to-do list, all that stuff. You'd want to put that in here. I'm going to go to my next. And then this is where I can adjust my schedule to make sure it shows up exactly how my day shows up. So my AM to do, I'm definitely going to put that at the top. So I'm just going to move that up. And then everything I'm adjusting in my schedule, you can always go back and update this later using your settings button. And then just go to classes and schedule and you can update this. Okay, and then I have my history class, my period 2 history. Maybe my team meeting happens after my period 1. So move that up. And then maybe on Fridays, I don't have a team meeting, so I can turn that off if I want to, and then it's not going to show up anymore. Okay, then I have my history and then my prep period, okay? So I'm going to go to next.
Hey, it's Jen.
That's a little video of me showing you how to set up your templates. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to choose a basic one. Next. Okay, so here's my 2 classes that I entered. So I had my history class and then I had my history period 2. The non-instructional periods like the morning to do, the prep period, lunch, those things, it doesn't show up here because I put that in as a non-instructional time in my day. So that's why it's not asking me to pick a lesson template, which for those of you that are new, just real quick, you can pick out from our gallery your lesson template. You can create your own. You can edit one that we already have to fit exactly what you want. You can add a card, you can delete cards, you can move things around, you can change colors. So the things that show up in your lesson template every day, that's completely customizable. It's completely up to you. If you don't want agenda and notes, then you can just delete it and it's not going to be in your lesson template anymore. If you want to add a homework card, you can add in a homework card. You can even add in text, links, resources, materials. You want to add that all into your template. Okay, I'm going to hit done there. Okay, but one thing, actually, before I move on, another way to make sure that you are using this as your daily planner is to make sure that you are putting all of your links and resources and materials in common curriculum. So let's say for your history, your period 1, if you have students with accommodations and modifications, okay? So you could put that in. So accommodations and modifications. You could throw in your lesson template for your period 1. You could put in a link to that student's accommodations and modifications. That way, when you're planning out those lessons, all you have to do is click to open it up. It's right there. You close it out, you go back to your lesson plans. That way you don't have to have a bunch of tabs open. So I remember when I was teaching my lessons, I would have like 10 tabs because there'd be a YouTube video I needed to have open. There would be like another resource that I needed to have open because I would show them like annotating on like a primary source document. I would have tabs for all of those things, like tabs to my attendance, a bunch of different tabs for one class. So all of those tabs, you would want to just put them right into your lesson template so it automatically shows up every day. That way it's just right there. You don't have to open up a separate tab or any of those things. You just click it and then go right back to your lesson and it's automatically going to show up every day. So let me show you again. So you can click this little link and then you just enter it and then it's going to show up. Same thing with You can enter in images too, or documents, links to Google Docs, stuff like that. Okay, and it done here. Go next. Got it. I'm ready to start planning. Okay, so here's my plan book here. And then I'm just going to give you some examples. I think I'm almost at my 15 minutes. I am almost, so I'm going to hurry it up here. Let me make sure I've added stuff in. Okay, another thing I want to hit on is you want to make sure that you add in your meeting. So in the day menu, so I'm going to click on July 8th. If you want to add in special events, you just click on add special event. And then let's say there's like a fire drill or something happening during the day. So at 1, there's a fire drill. You can add in a description if you want. I can create that special event and it shows up on that day. You can also add in no school days. So if you have a snow day, so you can add in snow day, create, and then your classes are going to automatically bump forward because you've added in that snow day. Okay, you can also add in, oh shoot, let me show you this other thing before I run out of time. So what I want you to do when you are planning, because you might be looking at this right now and you're like, hey, that's a lot of things on the screen. Like I've got my to-do list, you know, by the time you add in everything here, it's going to be quite a bit longer when you add in your to-do list. When you add in your team meeting notes, you know, you're going to have a bunch of notes here or just other things you need to keep track of for that meeting. By the time you add in those things, there might be a lot of things happening on your screen. And then when it actually comes time to lesson plan, it might be a little bit distracting. So what you want to do for that is use the rearrange and filter button. So you click rearrange and filter, and then when you are planning your history class, you can hide everything and then just show your history class. And then that's the only thing that's going to show up for you. And then you can plan out your lessons. Or the opposite, if you don't want to see your classes and you're just planning out your to-do list for the week, then you can just have that pulled up. Or maybe you have an AM and a PM to-do lists. You can have both of those pulled up. Or maybe you want to see your to-do list and your prep. Because maybe there's things here you didn't get done in the morning and you want to copy and paste it into your prep period. So that's what you want to do if things start to seem a little overwhelming. Just rearrange and filter, and that way you're only seeing what you want to see at that time. I'm going to show all of my classes again. Get out of here. You can also line things up. That's another good tip too, to help you plan things if you just want to see it